My name's Phil Kirk. I'm a photojournalist. I'm from the UK, but the last few years I've been based out of Dharamsala in India. I'm working on a project called Fresh Memories, which is documenting the lives of Tibetan refugees who have crossed from Tibet into India after the uprising that shook Tibet in 2008. I got into photography largely because I was looking for a way to change the world, for want of a better term. I was looking for some way to make a positive difference. The Tibetan nun who had, she's one of the group called the Singing Nuns, or the Drapchi Nuns, who there was, the group were imprisoned for shouting Free Tibet songs on the street of Lhasa, and they spent up to about 15 years in prison. Many of them were tortured, raped, terrible, terrible things. And the whole reason I got into photography was to make a positive difference, but I'd never really experienced how bad the world can be. And standing face to face with a woman who's been tortured for 15 years does something to you. It changes you. It makes everything a lot more real. And yeah, that was like a big change that made me want to really do something. There is a certain amount of tension between the Tibetans and the Indians in the community, but largely the Tibetans are very well supported by the Indian government at any rate. I mean, there's a lot of support from other foreign governments, specifically like the American government, that kind of helps gel things along. But the Tibetans themselves who live in Dharamsala, almost none of them have Indian citizenship. Most of them still live on a refugee card. For them, it's hard because they can't, although they can have a business, they can't own property, and there's many other, they can't vote, there's many other things that they don't have. Definitely a lot of people learn about the Tibet issue through Buddhism. And Buddhism has this idea of putting others before yourself. It's like one of the steps to enlightenment is realizing your own importance within the world and how you're related to everybody else. So that's definitely part of it. As for the American government, I mean, I think there's also an element of being against China, who's like definitely a rival on the world stage for them, and supporting the Tibetans. It definitely pisses China off. I think there are many different reasons why people become involved in the Tibet issue. There seems to be a group of people in the world, like a community, that seem to have realised their connection with the rest of the world and their responsibility for it, and how there's no way that we can possibly live without affecting other people's lives, and our lives are indelibly intertwined with those people in other countries who we've never even met, let alone heard of. And these people generally are involved in movements, say in the US or in Europe, like anarchist movements, or just what would the word be? Kind of anti-imperialist movements, like trying to give support to like smaller communities that are being overwhelmed by larger states. There's definitely a group of people who are actively involved in like, what are the problems in the world? How can we solve them? This is my political ideology that fits this, and let's try and move this forward. Like for me, when you meet somebody who's been tortured, it really changes you. Yeah. It really. There's a kind of yes, I need to do something about this, but a huge amount of guilt that this has been going on, and I have already done nothing about it. If an issue is like a staged remove from you, then it's harder to just understand how real it is. They're definitely using the internet and other forms of communication. I mean, they're all just a form of communication, and communication is always flawed. Like, there's no way you can ever definitely convey one person's experience, like from one person to another, just using language. But you can give someone a sense. That does not say language is useless, and media is included in that. It's just more powerful in person. Yeah. When you've had someone stood in front of you that's had those experiences, it feels a lot more real. Like I mean, what was it? Stalin says the death of one is a tragedy. The death of millions is just a statistic, right? So you can spout statistics all you want, but I don't know any statistics. I'm not friends with statistics. I'm friends with people, and the statistics don't mean so much unless you have that physical contact to me. Well, not physical, but like some kind of contact. Do we owe each other anything as humans? The word "owe" is a bit funny. That kind of. I mean, I suppose you could say you see the world in that people are doing things for you all the time and you just don't realise it. But it's not the way I like to look at the world. The way I'd look at it is that the idea that we're like self-contained little units walking around the planet unconnected to other people is false. It's just not true. It's not owing someone in as far as I've got a debt to them. It's more that I'm so deeply connected to this person, even though I don't understand these connections, that by not doing anything, I'm harming myself as well as them. It's like our two futures are so intertwined that it's like a personal pain I feel for not having helped them. I was just not aware of it before. Yeah. The system we live in is certainly flawed. And I don't. Nationalism is a funny movement. The idea that you can say, here's one group of people, and these people are important. Here's another group of people, and these people aren't important. We should do everything we can for the first group and not worry at all about the second group. And the line that divides these two groups seems to be completely arbitrary. Like where you're born, the colour of your skin, all these things just don't seem to make a huge difference to me. But they do. They do make a huge difference. But they shouldn't. As to whether I think we should reorganise. As to whether it's going to happen, I don't know, or what the system that will replace it would be. There's many problems with the current system. There definitely needs to be a change, and realising our connection with other people is going to be at the heart of it, I think, if we have a positive change.